everybody, Racer here, ready to do the next segment in my reviews of high gravity malt beverages. Today we're going to talk about what's certainly a favorite of mine, and that's ST Ides. ST Ides high gravity malt liquor. Now you're probably much more familiar with seeing this in the 40. Here's an empty bottle I happen to have around. Also comes in 22s. I also have it in 16-ounce cans. But yeah, it kind of leads to the question: why am I doing this all with 24-ounce cans? Well, I guess the reason is that it's probably the most common way you can find some of these malt beverages. It's a common denominator. Awful lot of places where you don't have 40s, you can find 24-ounce cans. I haven't run into a lot of places where you can find a 40 that you can't find a 24-ounce can. So, I mean, that's my reasoning on here. Little background on this one: I picked it up in a crummy gas station up near Cincinnati. Paid, I don't know if this is going to come through, $1.29. The tag's still on it. You know, I'm going to crack it right now so we can kind of get started here. Really no need to open this collector style because this is a pretty common can. I've seen it all over the place. I'm going to pour some in a clean glass just to see how it sets up. And, you know, I'm kind of liking it already, the way it looks, just going into the, you know, the glass right here. I've fooled people before into thinking ST Ides was actually a fancy microbrew. There's a lot of people around think they know an awful lot about beers that really, you know, for lack of a better way to say it, don't know dick. You know, I like ST Ides. It has a somewhat different taste. I'm going to taste it right here out of a glass. Probably not the way most of the 24-ounce cans are drank, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think it's very nice. I still think Hurricane High Gravity is a little bit better when you're talking about the 8.1, 8.2% alcohol by volume class, but still ST Ides is a darn good second place in my mind. I'm going to try it right out of the can here. Oh yeah, I like it. I love the can too. The dog on it, hold it down. A lot of people don't like that. I really don't care what they think. This is a pretty solid malt right here. $1.29. It's not bad either. Of course, ST Ides has a bit of a history to it. I'll talk about that real quick. It was featured prominently in the classic book Message in a Bottle by Alfred Coach Powell, an old friend of 40-ounce crew members for sure. Here in Chapter 5, he called it Satan in a Bottle. And he went on for Ides, I-D-E-S, I destroy every soul. You gotta love the coach. I know we've had our back and forth with him. You know, I know some of the guys don't think he's that bad of a guy. I have somewhere right around zero respect for the guy. I think the guy's a charlatan. I think the guy is a crook. He finds rural school districts and sells this to them someplace. You know, he said he called the company. They really wanted to call it ST Ides, and they found out that, and I already knew this, that ST Ides is a brand of body cream or body lotion. I think my wife or kids have used it at some time or another. You know, that's what they wanted to call it, so they just settled on ST Ides. I really doubt there is much of conspiracy. Of course, now, if you look at the label, it says ST Ides Brewing Company, P.O. Box 739, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Well, that's past, which means it's brewed under contract by Miller, more than likely again at their Eden, North Carolina brewery. But, you know, here it is. It still has reasonably decent head retention. You know, most beers will end up with a kind of a thin head like this, but you can see it actually laces a little bit on the side of the glass, which, you know, that's pretty good. So we're gonna have another sip here just to, you know, to test it out. Yeah, it's pretty good actually, out of a nice clean glass. Like I said, I'd be willing to guess that probably out of 100 of these sold, the other 99 are not being drank out of a glass right now. And I'm probably going to drink the rest out of the glass after I go off camera. Because like I said, I'm trying to keep these short. Just get right to the facts right here. what we have is a quest for quality at a low price. I mean, I know things ain't that great right now for everybody, and we're all looking for value. And I've always thought of value as when you have quality and price. That's kind of the formula for it in my mind. Well, you want to talk about something like this, again, hop note, something like that, forget it. There is no hop note. I mean, I'm sure there's some hops in here someplace, but not if you're expecting a fine IPA. My recommendation is you go find yourself a microbrew. Excuse me, makes you burp. That you pay somewhere in the neighborhood of $4 or $5 for this type of serving, and I'm sure you're gonna get all the hops you want. But for just sitting down, maybe knocking back a couple, getting that good warm feeling that we look for, you're not gonna beat something like this. This is, in my opinion, pretty decent value here. So again, it's like anything else. If you've never tried it and you're knocking it, you need to go check yourself, because like a lot of things, you gotta try it. It's not gonna kill you. I guess if you're a Bud Light drinker or something like that, this might kill you. If that's your favorite brand, now this might just set you back a little bit. But again, you got to be a little bit careful. 8.2% alcohol by volume. Now that's about 1.5 times the strength, a little more than that of regular beer. So you got to be a little bit leery. Well, instead if you're a Bud Light drinker, it's twice the strength, or Coors Light or Miller Light or something like that. What they call a BMC light drinker. By the way, it's not something I'd brag about, but you got to be careful, because drinking one of these is probably like drinking 4 of those. If you're going to drink a 40, that's probably like drinking more than a 6-pack. So, but if you're somebody who's kind of interested in trying new things and you've never had something like this, I highly recommend you give it a try. You might actually be surprised of what you can get for $1.29 plus tax, which was probably, I don't know, about 12 or 13 cents. So I'm going to sit here, maybe leaf through another chapter of Coach Powell's book to bring myself up to speed, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. So to all of you out there, cheers, take care. We'll see you next time.